Welcome to SwiftData for Beginners. I'm Carlos Valentin, iOS developer, and your instructor. If you want to quickly learn modern Swift UI and SwiftData, you're in the right place. We start slow by building our data model. This teaches us the fundamentals of Swift the language and local get source control. Then we bring the app to life by creating and saving real posts. You'll build a post editor, add image support, and use SwiftData to store everything locally. This course is constantly getting updated with advanced topics, including navigation and iOS 26 design patterns. Join our community, build your skills, and get that much closer to shipping your app ideas. Welcome to the first lesson of the course. We're starting where all great projects do, with creation. Go ahead and open Xcode. Please make sure you're updated to the latest version. Mine is currently on 26.0.1, but I'll keep it updated as the course goes on. To start, select Create New Project, iOS App. Next, the name of this project will be Bloomboard. You can select a theme or leave it blank. Put your organization URL if you have one. The rest of the default settings are good. Next, save this project where you like. Make sure the Git repository box is checked. We'll teach a bit of source control in this course. Great. Our project is ready, and we have the famous Hello World showing. I'll put Xcode in full screen. Adjust the preview a bit. To get our hands dirty, we'll begin building our post model. Press Command N to create a new file. Swift file. Next. We can call this file post.swift. Great. Our new file is ready. Next to the file name, we have an A that stands for addition. This is how our source control marks new files for us. After the import statement, press enter to make a new line. Type struct post, open curly brace, press enter to autocomplete the brace. The blue lines to the left indicate changes to the file. These lines will go away once we commit the changes. A struct is basically a blueprint. It lets us describe what something is in our app by defining properties and behaviors. Before we start the struct, let's talk about the first feature we'll build. One of Bloomboard's main functions is to act as a storage for social media post ideas. Users can write a title, select a photo, and save their post ideas for later. With this in mind, the first property can be title. Inside the braces, type var title : string. Var means this property can change. Title is a name, and the type string is a collection of text. I click tab there to autocomplete the word string. If Xcode ever recommends what you need, tab can save some time. Hit enter to make space. Posts can contain images, but the user should be able to save a title idea and add an image later. With this in mind, our second property can be var image : data ? The data value type lets us store raw information, perfect for storing an image. The question mark at the end marks this property as an optional. This means the struct is able to exist with or without the property. Our model is looking great. Just one more property to finish the lesson. It's usually a good idea to timestamp when a model is created. This will prove useful later when we add sorting. Make a new line. Var creation date : date. The date value encapsulates a specific point in time. This is a good place to stop. Let's commit the changes we made to our source control. Click on the source control navigator. Select uncommitted changes. These are all the changes we made after creating the project. A commit message is required. This documents what we worked on. I'll type started, post model, stage all, commit. If we go back to the project, the A in post is gone, so are the blue lines. This is because we committed these changes to the project source control. Great first lesson. Awesome job. I'll see you in the next one. Hello and welcome back to the course. In the last lesson, we created the project and started our post model. This lesson will focus on getting our model SwiftData ready by converting it to a class. To start, we need to conform our model to the identifiable protocol. After post, add a colon and type identifiable. We get an error because identifiable requires the model to have a unique ID. Make a new line before title, var, ID, colon, UUID. Identifiable allows this model to be uniquely tracked or referenced. This will allow us to loop through our post data using for each in SwiftUI. A unique ID is required when using identifiable. UUID is a great choice since it gives each type its own unique value. The properties look great for now. To continue, add a line after import foundation. Type import SwiftData. We now have access to the SwiftData library. Add one more line. On top of post, type @model. This macro allows our model to be stored and managed by SwiftData. A class is required to use this macro. Change struct to class. A struct is a value type, meaning it creates a unique copy of its data every time it's assigned, passed, or modified. In contrast, a class is a reference type. Changes to one instance affect all references to it. A good rule of thumb for Swift is use a struct unless a class is required. There's one more error to address. A class requires an initializer. Add a couple lines after creation date. Type init and press enter. Thank you Xcode for the help. The initializer sets up our class when a new instance is created. It gives each property an initial value so our post objects start with the data they need. To improve this a bit more, after ID, UUID, in the initializer, add equals UUID with parentheses. This will automatically create a new ID anytime a post is made. We can also do this for creation date. After date in the initializer, add equals date with parentheses. This will automatically set the creation date to the current time when a post is made. By applying these changes, each post will have a unique ID and a timestamp automatically. I do want to point out our image variable in the initializer. Because the property is optional, it gets set to nil if nothing is passed for it. Nil means the absence of value. The user can add an image later. To finish, let's go to our source control tab. Select uncommitted changes. For the comment, type converted, model to class, stage all, and commit. Our model is close to completion. I know it's not the most exciting part, but building a good model is so important. Everything falls together nicely after. Great job here. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back. Glad you're here. In this lesson, we're going to complete our model and create test data. To start, let's ensure ID and creation date can only be modified inside our class. Other parts of the app shouldn't be able to change these values. Click before var ID, type private, parentheses set. Private set allows other parts of the app to read this property, but not change it. This is called scoping. By adding correct scoping, we protect our data from accidental changes. Add private set right before creation date as well. Now we can turn our attention to the initializer. When a new post is made, we don't want the option to set an ID or a creation date. In self.id, have it equal UUID with parentheses instead. Delete the ID portion from init. Let's do the same for creation date. Self.creationDate equals date with parentheses. We can delete the creation date from init as well. Now when we create a post, we'll only be able to make one with a title or a title and image. ID and creation date will automatically be created. To finish this up, we can allow SwiftData to manage our image storage. Before var image, type @attribute parentheses dot external storage. Using this macro allows SwiftData to store large data like images or videos outside the main database file. This helps improve performance as the images are loaded only when needed. Our model is done for now. Let's make a few test posts that will help us build our UI. I have attached a zip file containing 2 images to this lesson. Please download the folder from Udemy. Double click to unzip. Open the folder. Going back to Xcode. Open Assets. Drag the 2 images inside the Assets file. Return to post.swift. Make a couple of lines after init. Type static var test post equals brackets. Static allows test post to be accessed anywhere in the app. The brackets at the end declare that this is an array or a collection of items. Press enter between the brackets for better spacing. Type post with open parentheses. There are 3 options. Backing data is there because of the app model macro from SwiftData. For this post, select the one with title only. Quotes, AI loves to add more code than needed. Put a comma after the post and press enter. This lets us add another one. Type post again and select the one with title and image this time. For the title, quotes, is MVVM needed in Swift UI. In order to complete the image, we'll need a Swift UI function. After import SwiftData, add import Swift UI. We can also scroll down a bit. Going back to our image, type UI image, select the one that has named, add quotes, and put test1. After the first parentheses, add .jpeg data, compression quality 0.90. Our test images and every image in our app will be .jpeg. This format is great for performance and storage, as it keeps the images small without losing much quality. UI image named allows us to load an image from our asset catalog. It contains a question mark because it might fail, for example if the name is spelled wrong. Please make sure test1 is correct with the capital T. If the image loads correctly, we then convert it to a .jpeg in data form with a compression quality of 0.9. Using 0.9 makes the file smaller, but still keeps the quality around the same. Go ahead and copy the second post up to the comma. Paste. Change the copy's title to How do you write buttons in Swift UI? Also change the image name to test2. We added 3 posts to our test data, 1 without an image and 2 with. This is going to let us model how each type of post looks in our UI. Fun fact, these 3 posts perform pretty well for me. The final step, of course, is to commit our work. Select the source control tab, uncommitted changes, for the message, completed post model, and added test data. Stage all and commit. We put down some serious roots in the project so far. I promise in the next lesson, we'll get some SwiftUI practice in. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.